Imagine two people looking at a burning building. One person screams, tears streaming down their face, overwhelmed by the tragedy, feeling the heat of the loss. The other person stands perfectly still, calculating the wind direction, the structural integrity, and the fastest exit route. Which one is right? The one who feels, or the one who thinks? This scenario plays out in our lives every single day. Perhaps not with burning buildings, but in our relationships, our offices, and, importantly, within our own minds. We are a species cut in half. We are endowed with the sharpness of reason and the depth of emotion. But often, these two do not feel like partners. They feel like enemies. The rational person looks at the emotional person and sees chaos, instability, and inefficiency. "Why can't you just calm down and look at the facts?" they ask. The emotional person looks at the rational person and sees coldness, detachment, and a robotic lack of humanity. "Why don't you care? How can you be so heartless?" The conflict seems endless. We oscillate between freezing logic and burning passion. Is harmony impossible? Are we doomed to be misunderstood by the other side? Today, we will dismantle this battlefield. We will look at the architecture of the human soul through the eyes of the four great sages. We will discover that the question is not emotion or reason, but understanding the specific territory of each. Let us first turn to the master of reason, Socrates. In the chaotic markets of Athens, Socrates championed the examined life. He believed that raw, unchecked emotion was like a wild horse, powerful, but dangerous if left unguided. For Socrates, reason is the charioteer. He does not say we should kill the horses, our emotions. A chariot without horses cannot move. It has no power. But a chariot without a driver crashes. Socrates teaches us that reason is the governor. Its role is not to suppress emotion, but to understand it. When you feel anger, reason asks, is this anger just? What is its source? Reason provides the structure, the safety, and the how. But structure is not enough. We need to handle the weight of feeling. For this, we turn to the Buddha. The Buddha observed that human beings suffer because we cling. We cling to our logical constructs of how the world should be, and we cling to our emotional highs and lows. He taught the middle way. Imagine your mind as the sky. Your emotions are the weather. Sometimes there is a storm of rage. Sometimes a fog of sadness. Sometimes the sunshine of joy. The rational mind often tries to fix the weather. It yells at the rain to stop. But the Buddha teaches us to be the sky. The sky allows the weather to exist but is not destroyed by it. This is the harmony of observation. Reason allows us to step back and say, I am feeling sad right now, without drowning in the sadness. But if reason is the driver and the observer, what is the fuel? What makes the journey worth taking? Logic can build a hospital, but it cannot care for the patient. Logic can write a law, but it cannot forgive a sinner. Here enters the domain of Jesus. His teaching was not a lecture on geometry. It was a revolution of the heart. Love your neighbor as yourself. This is a command that defies strict logic. Self-preservation is logical. Self-sacrifice is emotional. Jesus teaches us that emotion is the connector. Empathy, compassion, love. These are not weaknesses of the mind. They are the highest forms of intelligence. They are the glue that holds humanity together. A purely rational world would be a world without mercy, without art, and without warmth. And finally, how do we fit this all together in daily life? We look to Confucius. Confucius lived in a time of war and chaos. He sought harmony. He did not want people to be robots, nor did he want them to be savages. He taught the doctrine of the mean, the balance. To Confucius, an emotion is good if it is expressed appropriately. To be angry at injustice is good. To be angry at a clumsy waiter is bad. Reason's job is to tune the instrument of emotion so that it plays the right note at the right time. So, how do we solve the conflict in the 21st century? How do the husband of logic and the wife of emotion stop fighting? How do we stop fighting with ourselves? We must delineate the territories. We must know which tool to use. Think of a ship crossing the ocean. The ship has an engine, and it has a compass. Emotion is the engine. It provides the drive, the passion, the energy. It answers the question, why? Why do we want to start this business? Because we are excited. Why do we want to marry this person? Because we love them. Why do we help the poor? Because we feel compassion. If you try to answer why with pure logic, you will end up with a resume, not a life. You cannot logic your way into falling in love. Reason is the compass. It provides the direction, the strategy, the safety. It answers the question, how? How do we make the business profitable? How do we resolve this argument fairly? How do we save enough money for the future? If you try to answer how with pure emotion, you will end up shipwrecked. You cannot feel your way through a complex tax audit. The conflict arises when we use the wrong tool. We try to use logic to soothe a hurt partner who needs the engine of empathy. We try to use emotion to make an investment decision, which needs the compass of logic. The harmony is possible, but it requires respect. If you are a rational person, you must respect the emotional person as the keeper of meaning. They see the colors of the world that you might miss. When they are upset, do not offer a solution. Offer your presence. Use your logic to create a safe space for their feeling. If you are an emotional person, you must respect the rational person as the keeper of safety. They see the cliffs and the storms that you might ignore. When they are cold or distant, know that they are often trying to protect the ship. Use your empathy to understand their burden of responsibility. And within yourself? Be the CEO of your own soul. Let emotion sit at the head of the table when discussing vision, purpose, and love. Let reason sit at the head of the table when discussing strategy, execution, and risk. We are not machines, and we are not chaotic storms. We are the miracle in between. We have the capacity to feel the deepest sorrow and the capacity to understand the stars. To reject one is to reject half of your humanity. Let your heart fuel the journey. Let your mind steer the ship. And in that balance, you will find not just peace, but the fullness of what it means to be human. Do not choose one. Choose both. Choose harmony.